Well, imagine if your most beautiful memories were preserved as paintings the size of a building. Early Show national correspondent Tracy Smith met an artist who is doing just that to inspire people to learn more about sea life. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Hannah. Yeah, these are pretty amazing. Wyland just completed his 95th sea life mural. He likes to call it a hobby that got out of control. And whether it's a hobby or a public service, this artist certainly has found a canvas that you can't miss. They're called whaling walls, wall-sized murals of whales and other sea creatures painted by a guy who goes by one name, Wyland.
Let's go dive it. Let's see it, and then we'll paint it.
Then we'll paint it. All right.
Ready?
To understand what inspires him, you have to go deep. I joined him on a scuba dive off the Florida Keys, where he first started diving 25 years ago. When you were diving, what's going through your head?
When I'm diving, I'm painting. And I take my camera, and I look at the light and how the light paints the reef. And it reminds me of what I'm going to paint later on the wall.
The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary includes the only contiguous coral reef in North America. As we swam, Wyland took pictures of brain coral, elkhorn coral, clouds of yellow fish, and a wounded shark drawing its last breath. So you're going to paint the shark?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to paint a nurse shark in there.
When Wyland started painting whales, he was, like most artists, struggling to make a living. But he got huge, fast, in more ways than one.
I was painting generic whales on canvas and marine life, and I decided, hey, I need bigger canvases.
So he switched to walls. The first was in Laguna Beach, California, and he vowed to do 99 more.
I believe that if I paint 100 walls, and 1 billion people annually go by these walls, we're going to inspire people to care more deeply about preserving the animals, the oceans, and the water systems.
He holds the record for the world's largest painting, but the smaller ones bring in the money. Today, an original Wyland can fetch nearly $500,000. More accessible works are sold in Wyland galleries across the country, a commercial success that's made him a target of critics.
Eventually my paintings began to sell, and I mean wildly popular, and I became very successful.
And people give you a hard time for that.
Oh, the art critics do, yeah, but you know, they haven't bothered me for a while, so I must be doing something right. But you know, I never wanted to paint for art critics, I wanted to paint for the people.
We visited his latest project in Key Largo when it was just a big yellow building.
I get excited about blank walls. Isn't that weird?
Do you have a finished idea of what it's going to look like?
You know, I would really love to tell you exactly what I'm going to paint, but I really don't know. I paint everything from my mind's eye. The way that I work is like a giant Polaroid photograph. You'll see this big blur of color, but eventually, like a Polaroid, it comes into sharp focus.
He painted all 4 walls with marine life he's seen on dives, including ours. There are sharks, like the one we saw, along with lots of coral and fish, plus something else.
I can't believe this.
Dolphins we watched swimming beside our boat on the way home.
This is so great.
Awesome. Do you ever make a mistake?
If I make a mistake, I put a rock there or a piece of coral or a shell.
That's how you know that this might have been
the whole thing's a mistake the way I work, but in the end, it all comes together.
And now there are 95 unavoidable reminders of Wyland's undersea world.
Only 5 more to go.
And his message.
If people see the beauty in nature, they'll work to preserve it. And public art is a powerful medium to get that message out there. Good. Woo.
Now, Wyland is done painting walls in the U.S. The next one, number 96, is planned for Dubai in November, and he expects to finish the last wall, number 100, next year at the Summer Olympics in China with help from children all over the world.
Oh, they're in Beijing.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great. How long does it take him to finish one of these walls?
The first one took him 30 days, but that's only because he had rented the scaffolding for 30 days. That's all he could afford. But now he's gotten much faster. He can do them in about a week. That's how long Key Largo took.
He has some other cool projects, too.
He has an album coming out. He started his own record company.
Wow.
Lots of cool stuff. Sculptures.
He's a force.
Oh,
yeah. That was a really fun piece. Thanks, Tracy. We'll be right back. You're watching The Early Show on CBS.